Hey, my business is doing 500 grand a year in profit, and this right here is a daily video series that always follows the exact same structure where I'm building my business right in front of your eyes. I always start by answering your questions, meaning that if you have any questions, you can ask them down below. This is the channel you're watching, so you can do exactly like Amer and you can do exactly like Jeremy, and then ask me any question you might have about your business, your offer, your brand, your content, anything, and I'm happy to help you. And once we've done with the questions, around 15 minutes is or so, I dive into business stats, which is this sheet that I fill out every single day. I make a new day of the week here, and then I fill it out. It's how much money my business is making and also the growth of all of my social channels. Once that is done and we've filled it out, then I run you through some strategy, which is basically just the things that I'm doing every single day in my business in order to get it from 500 grand a year, which I've done 2 years in a row in profit, to 2 million a year. I've already taken my first coaching business to 2 million a year, but I did it with 14 full-time employees, a business partner, and low profit margins because we had a hefty ad spend and a lot of employees. So this time I'm doing it vastly different. So yeah, this is the channel you're watching. Welcome. And we start by some questions here. So the first question is from Emer saying, God bless you, Fred. Great answers. Totally makes sense. We have a saying, sustenance doesn't decrease by charity. And you're doing that here by generous sharing. Thank you, Bella. I appreciate it a lot. Not a question, but a great compliment that I appreciate. This seems more like a question from Jeremy. Hey Fred, thanks again for helping me piece everything together. So helpful. I'm sticking to that 6.8k for 4 months for my pricing and my timeline. Although it's not MRR based, it is more paid in full heavy. I guess I'll worry about that when I cross that bridge. MRR pricing sounds nice, but not my biggest concern at the moment. I like your approach on knowing who your ICP is by simply sharing what you believe to be true. I agree. I felt weird saying if you're a coach, so I like that a lot. Furthermore, capping at a 10 spot feels manageable and inner circle based, so I'll do that too. Good stuff, brother. And yeah, the paid in fulls and MRR here, right? It's a very, very interesting conversation. The way that I see it, bro, is just like transformation based offers like yours here, 4 months, one-to-one. We take your business from where it's currently at to this over here. I like that to anchor that in paid in fulls because it feels more like a transformation and a product, right? It's like a 4 month transformation where the deliverables are this amount of time with Jeremy. These are the steps that we're going through. And then worst case scenario, it just becomes monthly payments or split in two or whatever it might be. So I think it's completely fine, brother. For whenever you switch to MRR like I have now, it's great because it's easier for people to get started because they don't have to pay in full and find the money in one go. And it's usually more in the mindset of them sticking around for longer because it's typically a longer duration where maybe some of it is locked, like you have to stick around for a certain amount of months and then you're free to leave. But I think after you've done the one-on-one and the 10 spots, you'll also be a lot more certain on who your ICP is, the behavior that your clients has, the green flags, the red flags of clients, what works incredibly well for like short-term wins versus long-term wins. And then it's a lot easier for you rather to drop from the PIF here to more MRR. Then your business becomes healthier and more stable rather than fluctuating with like then a paid in full, then not, and then so it's a very natural financial engineering progression in my opinion. Like I think everyone should start with paid in fulls and then over time people also need to let go of the paid in full mindset and then adapt more into MRR because it's easier to sign people because your barrier to entry is lower. And if you believe in your product and if you have great service delivery, if you have a great understanding of how to help your clients, it's win-win. So I just wanted to add my 2 cents in there because it's a very interesting conversation. I have a full video on my main channel, people, on financial engineering. I would recommend that because it's taken me a lot of years to figure out. Back to Jeremy's question. My offer is simple. Coaches that want to build a business they actually enjoy, centered around a business that lets you live your life instead of always trying to scale, and more tangibly helping those coaches get to 20 to 30 grand a month just doing that. Working one-on-one with only 10 people at a time. Should I have a group offer if I fill those 10 slots? Maybe that can be where MRR can come from. 100%, brother. 100%. Like when you filled the one-to-one spots, right, of the 10 people, you put them in a group. And then basically I would just check Jeremy, I would raise your one-to-one price. So I'll probably put your one-to-one price at, let's say, 9.5. And then I would make group is usually like, let's say, half of this. So like then you ascend down to a group model that is like almost 5K, let's say 5,950. And then there's no one-to-one. There's probably like a kickoff call, right? There is like group, there is tools and trainings, there's tech support. And then you maybe only make this 4 months, for example. Or you make it my personal favorite, which is a 12-month commitment with 90 to 120 days locked. That's how I do it with Fred's Inner Circle, right? It's like, it's $1,550 US a month with a 90-day commitment. After the 90 days, you have the option to leave, but you also have the options to stay for the remaining 9 months. And it's both a decision from my end. Would I like to continue have this person in the community? Did we have good vibes? Was it a great time? And it's also up to them to be like, did I enjoy this? Did I enjoy working with Fred? So yeah, Jeremy, that's how I do it. But that's like, open up the group with your one-to-one people to get an active community going. And then once you've filled the 10 spots, then it's a great reason for you to raise the one-to-one price, supply and demand. But don't worry, you can still work with Jeremy. Now the program and the tools and trainings is finished. So because there's no one-on-one, you drop the price a little bit for group. You don't have to, but I like to. I did that. Like my monthly rate from one-to-one to group went from 2.4K to 1,550. And now my one-on-one is 3.5K. And it just works great on paper because there's more people that can afford it, because now I had more demand, and now my business is a lot healthier. Both because I work with more people, but on a lower average fee, meaning that if a client leaves or two client leaves, it doesn't really hurt my business because it's engineered in a good way, kind of. So yeah, I would definitely do that, brother. I want to make it very travel heavy, where I make videos in different countries and sceneries to show the adventurous capability you can have with this business. It's always been in my nature. That is the most important thing. Always only do things that is incredibly true to you. Yes, I think it's incredible. Like following your passion and heart for what you believe to be true, and then displaying that in content will usually just attract people, brother, that is like you, which is incredible. And that is most of the time you and I's role, Jeremy. It's that there's a lot of people out there that felt like you in your old business, because that was me, and I know there's market and demand for this offer because I have the same offer. And it's by speaking up out loud, right? It's people always need a person to believe in, a person to follow. So everyone says that you need to build $100 million empire, right? You have to sacrifice everything. I say, fucking don't. Make 30 to 50 grand a month, living your life and spending time with your people, and then like slow and steady wins the race. What's the point of making 100 million so that you can retire? It's like the story of the fisherman, right? I always mention that story because I think it's cool. It's that, the Mexican fisherman that fishes a few hours a day and then chills on the beach and spends time with his loved ones. And then the American businessman is like, hey, why don't you just like work your ass off so you can get more boats, so you can get more fish? And then once you're big enough, you can like sell the whole company and then like retire. And then the old man says, and then what should I do? And then he says, you could be at the beach and chill with your family, which is what he's doing now, just with a few hours of work, right? And that's what I'm trying to do, is that I'm trying to build myself a business that I never want to retire from. It's like you can do it solo, right? You don't have to have a big team. You can do it your way. It's like fucking be true to you and creative. And like Jeremy, the point that I'm trying to prove here and make is that people just need someone to go first and tell them it's possible. For example, a lot of people buy from me because I sell without sales calls. So by them transacting with me without a sales call shows the people that it's possible to transact with someone on the internet without sales calls. And then they take inspiration from the trust building, the nurturing, the offer documents, and then slowly the goal is for them to sell without sales calls. And then they will maybe teach some clients how to sell without sales calls, or the content ecosystem. And then it's a beautiful world where we suddenly eliminate and remove all the business to business bad habit sales calls that we've adapted, right? I want to be, but yeah, what do you think? I think my offer has got some leaky holes as far as I stated, so I'd like to know your thoughts. Don't worry, brother. When you sell a proximity offer one-to-one, it's about tailoring your time, energy, and efforts together with the individual person. Meaning that, yes, you will do many different things and have many different roles for these people, but it's the whole point, and it's perfectly fine. Some people need YouTube and personal branding focus. Other people need help with their sales. Other people need help with positioning. A fourth person might need help with you, Jeremy, to write out their offer and build them a better stack, or a fifth person needs you to financially engineer the business better. And that's the whole point, brother. It's that the one-to-one that you'll do with these 10 people will basically just show you a common path, right? Meaning that you'll start noticing patterns in the clients that you serve. And the patterns you want to continue and focus on them. And then the things that is outlier to each client, you don't want to focus too much. And then slowly and surely, you find the path, right? So don't worry. I'm also starting to get ready to make content on my new rebrand. What do you think of my high overview funnel as I start to make content to fill up my 10 one-to-one spots? IG and YouTube nurturing. Yeah, I'll upload every day on Instagram and then repurpose the same video on trial reels and then put 4 to 5 different title hooks on so that it gets repurposed, shown to a new audience. It's free leads, brother. You might as well. YouTube nurturing. Yes, 1 video per week. YouTube VSL sounds good. Link all Instagram bio and YouTube to the VSL, and then DM keyword. I like it a lot. So back to IG to have the one-to-one personalized conversation spot. Convo, yes, correct. And then send people an offer doc. Yes, very good. Or brother, now that you're selling one-to-one, I would attach the offer doc with a voice note based on the context you get from the convo. So like the offer doc in your case here, brother, is very deliverable heavy and price heavy of like what can be expected. And then I think, brother, the best case for you to nurture people and get them into your world as fast as possible is by giving them a voice note on how the one-to-one solution would be tailored and would benefit them, right? So it's not so much a feature of like unlimited one-on-one calls, blah, blah, blah. It's more like the one-to-one calls so that we can dial in your offer so that you don't feel unclear in your content. Once we have the dialed in offer, we do. So I'd really use that personalized convo voice note element. Basically on board from there. And then slowly and surely you add email, and slowly and surely you make it a little bit more productized because of your SOPs, programs, tools in a circle. And then, beautiful. I don't know, I feel my offer statement is missing something and the funnel as well. I kept the offer statement broad because I know I'll get lots of different coaches, correct? If I'm overthinking, please, lol. This is also different than what I'm used to be honest, I'm nervous. It's a good sign, brother. It's a good sign. This is great. It's basically what I'm doing. I just have email in there because I don't do the personalized convo. Sometimes I have one-to-one or like I have a conversation with people on email because I need to know if I can actually help them. But this is great, brother. It's just what you have to understand, brother, is just, this is a clock, by the way. It's going to take more time because like they're going to be spending more time over here, right? Whereas back in the days, brother, you would just like throughout these steps, what you would do is like invite people for a sales call, right? And it's not just happening. It's simply it's not gonna happen in this new venture of Jeremy here. So just remember that, brother, that it's gonna take a longer time because you've removed the most personal element, but it's gonna go great. And just always think to yourself, if Fred can do it, because I'm literally running the business that you want to, brother, with the numbers. Right, like you can see here, brother, 250k, right, exactly in MRR is literally exactly 40k, 39k, close. So it's like it's doable, brother. I promise you, it's doable. But only if you're willing to do the things that I was willing to do, which was to bet on myself and say no to sales calls and really trust my philosophy. And really double down on content, which was the one-to-many communication that I could control, and then constantly use the feedback and the questions in the DMs back then to update the doc, update the content, and then just like stay in that feedback loop, so like put stuff out into the world, get feedback in the DMs by people not really understanding something, having questions, how does this work, then take the feedback, update offer doc, update with a new VSL or new videos or a landing page with more information or whatever it might be that fits you well, brother. And then just like continue that flywheel and then like continue to go first. If I were you, Jeremy, I would set a public goal, brother. I would make something like this where you declare your plan, give context to what you've been through, and then let people know exactly what you're building now and what you're working towards. It works incredibly well, and I would just really recommend you to. But everything looks good. The whole point is to keep your offer broad, brother, because it's one-to-one with you, and every business is different. And that's also your marketing angle, right? It's that every founder, coaching business have their own strengths, weaknesses. That's why I work one-to-one with people, because it's tailored, right, for the individual. Beautiful, bit of a longer answer, but Jeremy, your questions are really good for this channel because it's a good case that you have, and it's very much for the people that are watching, because like you want to build the business that I'm building, and you're asking real-time questions. So I think this is pretty cool for both the people watching and hopefully also for you, Jeremy. And I really appreciate you sharing, brother. So thank you so much, and wishing you all the best. And let me know if you have any more questions, because that is it for questions, people. It can also be other people than Jeremy that ask questions, but like, hey, I respect it. It's hopefully as long as everyone gets something from it, it's good, right? And you can see my analytics here. It's like I spend 20 minutes on this every single day, right? And on average, people spend 15, 14, 12, 10, 11. Like yesterday, 12 hours was spent on watching daily updates, and I spent 20 minutes. You know, how cool is that? So it's just it's leverage. It's the times that we're living in, people. It's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, next thing on the agenda is business stats. So I'll just like run you through this sheet. Let me zoom in so you can actually see something. There we go. My daily updates channel, it's at 692, and my main YouTube channel is currently sitting on 9312. Beautiful. My Instagram is currently sitting at 26769. There we go. My newsletter is at 1423. Beautiful. And yesterday the business did 3.1k, if I'm calculating this correct. Oh, a little bit more. Ah, yeah, true. I had 3469. Beautiful, people, beautiful, beautiful. Looking good, looking good. Last thing on the agenda, people, strategy. What do we have for you, people? Today was Monday. I've had like 5 hours of calls. I'm in Dubai right now for some paperwork, so I'm just trying to work as much as possible so that when I'm home, I don't have to do all the work. Yeah, I have to, but you get the point of like when you don't have much else to do, it's like you might as well just work, right? And take a few extra calls with some clients that needs it, and yeah, it's been great. Not gonna lie, it's been a good day. I have some really good clients. God damn, that might be today's strategy here for the last 2.5 minutes before I have the last call of the day, which kind of ties into like Jeremy's question of like Jeremy wants to travel, and it's a core part of him. So a big content piece for him is showing that you can build a business you love while traveling. Guess what type of clients you will attract? You will attract clients that also want to travel a lot because travel is their passion, and that also wants to build a business that supports their life, right? And then the most important thing here, people, is that you have the obligation to communicate it in a right way, because Jeremy can go down the route of only talking about the benefits, right? He can talk about, oh, I'm just at the beach in the morning, 2-hour work days. This is possible by running an online business, which is okay, don't get me wrong, but like, remember, people, always give context and share the contrast, meaning that if I were Jeremy, I would say, today I'm at the beach, which is incredible because like just 6 months ago, I was stuck in a business that I didn't like, that didn't fulfill what I was trying to build. I was listening to all the gurus about building big businesses and doing sales calls, and every day when I showed up to work, it wasn't me. But then I finally had the courage to do things my way, and now I'm so grateful sitting here at the beach. Right? It's a lot better because you give the context beforehand to why your current state is possible. And I think that is why I have good clients. It's because I'm very honest with what it takes. I'm very honest with the time frame. I'm very honest about all of the things that I had to learn, sacrifice, and do in order to run the business, but also the fruits that I'm harvesting and how it's possible. And I share with people why I'm able to do so. A big part of my brand and things that I communicate is showing up every single day. Because if you show up every single day and work on the right tasks, then you'll usually get every single thing that you want from life. If you just have a long enough time horizon, which is why I'm doing daily updates here as well with these videos. It's like by me showing up on the internet every single day, posting a YouTube video, also on the days that I'm flying and traveling and on Sundays, and because it's a core part of what I believe to be true. And it's a lot easier for me to expect clients who are consistent when I show up on their YouTube feed every single day with a video. So it's like, that's just what I want to leave to you, Jeremy, and the other people. It's like the art of the client behavior that you want in people and you want your clients to have. Make sure that you're doing it yourself, and then you'll have the best clients in the whole world. Thank you for watching. We've passed the 20 minutes. I'll get some sun in my eyes, and then I have a new call in 25, last call of the day, and we'll see each other tomorrow.